If you are someone who struggles and suffers from the pressure to perform and provide on the scoreboard of business and in life, this video is for you. My name is Cletus Coffey. I'm the founder of Be the Torch and Be the Torch movement, where we are helping high achieving individuals, entrepreneurs, business owners to create a life that their business can fit into. See, for so many of us, we've been driven to achieve and accomplish on the scoreboard, ultimately finding ourselves not even be able to enjoy the things that we're able to create and produce while we're servicing everyone else, our employees, our customers, our partners at home, our children. Everyone else is feeling fulfilled and happy and joyful except for us. We're the ones that are struggling and suffering. And where I want to get into with this video is when you come home from your work. It's been 8, 10, 12, 14 hours that you've been working, and you come home and you're exhausted and you're overwhelmed and you're stressed and you feel depleted, primarily because a lot of you are not paying yourself what you're worth. So you're coming home not having received value back in return for what you've probably given in your time and your energy. So you come home and you're exhausted. And so what do? With the stress and the overwhelm, you probably do what a lot of people do, and what society promotes is you grab a drink, right? Grab a beer, grab a cocktail, glass of wine to try to settle things down a little bit. Or maybe you take a smoke, grab a little gummy just to kind of take the edge off and ease you a little bit. Or maybe you go and jump on social media and lose yourself for an hour just scrolling through social media, or you're playing video games. Meanwhile, especially if you have family at home, you've got an intimate relationship, you have kids, they aren't getting any of you. See, the business got you, your customers got you, all of you energized, ready to go. Your employees got that from you, but your family is not. And what you do is you use excuses, alibis to explain away why you are not fully present, not energized. And on the surface, it's almost understandable. Oh yeah, you've worked hard today. You've really put a lot into it. When the reality is you're not managing your energy well at all. And so for those individuals who can be totally present, energized, connected at the office, in work, with customers, with employees, and yet don't have it for their families who deserve it from you, that's a problem. You have an energy management problem, and you have a focus on achieving and accomplishing, producing, performing, and providing that is wearing you out. It's not sustainable. And so it's, if you've seen my example about the rubber band, you're expanding in this one area, meanwhile being anchored down by your health, by your family, by your ability to learn and grow and connect and grow yourself. Just to expand in this one area, it's going to break or it's going to snap back. And when it does, your health is going to be impacted, or your family is going to be impacted in some regard. Yeah, thumbs up to that. You're going to see some sort of pain, destruction, divorce, or disconnection, and you are lacking fulfillment. You're lacking finding success in these areas, which I know. If you're, even for those that say, "Oh man, I don't have a family, I don't have any kids, I'm just all about my career." Yes, and it's going to be a lonely journey. Why? Because on that plane, that human plane of business and money and status and cars and house and money and vacations, all that exists on the human plane, fantastic, awesome stuff. It's difficult to appreciate and enjoy them when that is where your self-worth is set up in. That's what you identify with. That's who you are. You're not even going to be able to enjoy it and appreciate it like you really could if you stepped out of that and learned how to manage your energy. So the power of personal culture, which is really the backbone and the framework of being the torch. And the being the torch really is just, it's the essence of, look, we all have a fire inside of us, but for most of us, it's just like a little pilot light. You are playing a weak game. It sounded like it is. How do I know? Because I was playing a weak game. I'm familiar with the weak game, which is interesting because as a former athlete, I was a 3-sport athlete in high school, 2-sport athlete in college, one played professional football. Not on any team I was ever on did I ever go onto that team and say, I'm cool with sitting the bench. I just want to play a backup role. No. I went on to each sport, each game to be the very best that I could potentially be for myself, to reach my highest potential. And yet for some reason, I got into life and I settled. I settled in jobs. I settled in particular industries. I settled in relationships. I settled in my health, just being like average, mediocre. At least I didn't have any pain or suffering or worry or any of that. And it's just, that's not what we're here to do. Especially someone like you, someone who's driven, someone who wants to stand in their own power, success in all areas of life, someone who's driven to make an impact, who has a message and wants to have a fire much brighter than a little pilot light or a little candle. You want a torch. And that's where it really kind of coined the idea of, look, we need individuals like you and I. We need to be lighting our torch. We can't be inauthentically saying, hey, we're this power individual and we're business owners, and it's all fake. It's a fraud. Yeah. You've been creating this facade. You fooled customers. You have fooled your partners. You have fooled your children. You have fooled your family. They all think you're something that you're not because you don't know who you are. You're not clear on authentically who you really and gotten to the truth of who you are. Truth will set you free. That's the foundation. For most of us, ego won't let us go there. And so you create this facade, this life that's not really the one you want, but you're kind of stuck in it now. That's the feeling. You're not stuck in it. All it does is it takes intention and action and willingness to stop playing a mediocre game and step up. You're okay with a mediocre relationship? Your partner's probably not, but that's what you're giving your partner when you come home and you get the hello and you get a little kiss and how was your day, and then you go off and you haven't managed your energy properly, so you don't have enough for your partner who is deserving of it. So how do we manage our energy much better? It starts with your morning. The morning, you've heard it over and over again, and yet you're accustomed to just getting up, getting to work, getting the kids to school, lunch is packed, commuting, getting in the office. You're on autopilot. Think about it. Do you actually think about brushing your teeth? No, it's on autopilot. You get up, you jump in the shower. If you do that in the morning, you brush your teeth, you get dressed, you're just on autopilot. And your body has a memory and is habitually just doing this for you. You don't have to think about it. I'm willing to bet that you probably drive to the office and you don't even remember the drive. You're thinking about things, about the calls you got to make, about the money you got to create, and how do you keep people happy at home, and how do you keep your employees happy? You don't remember in the drive. You're not present. So your morning is key, and it has to be around the power five: psychology, physiology, people, profits, and presence. Tapping into each one of those in the morning before you get out the door. So for me, I'll give you, and what we call them in our movement, in our program is the EDDs, the everyday drills. And this is actually comes from it's a sports acronym. If you've ever played the beautiful game of football, you know that every football team around the country at every level does the EDDs, the everyday drills that's going to create habits and clarity and slowing the game down because you understand these movements before they get into the daily activities and the drills and the exercises that they need to do. The EDDs is where it's at. You need to start with your EDDs in the morning. So for me, you think about psychology. So for me, I am reading something in the morning, something that's going to help me move the needle, even just a little bit. And it's just 10, 15 minutes in whatever particular book. It's a business book or a personal growth book that I'm reading at that time. I read that in the morning. I also will compound that with doing journaling. So, this kind of ties into presence, but I'll do some journaling as well as my gratitude journal. Physiology, I do some sort of exercise or movement every single day. Now, I'm different, so I just want to put a little asterisk here. I am not just go jump on a elliptical machine or a stationary bike and ride it for 30 minutes and call it good. I train. I go for it. But that's for me. You don't need to do that. It could be a simple stretch in the morning, get your core work in, do your push-ups, something stretching, a little bit of yoga, something that gets the heart rate up, gets the body moving, gets the endorphins flowing. Or it can be a full-blown workout session or training session, lifting weights, running, plyometrics, something that is moving you towards whatever goal you have physically. People, it's connecting with those people you love. It's very easy just to get out of the house. Hey, I love you. Have a great day. And move on. And then you come home and your energy isn't there because you haven't managed it. And so you're not connecting, especially if you are in a relationship. So step one is, if you're in a relationship, is creating connection, reaching out, sending it, putting a little note on your partner's nightstand, sending them a text message, reaching out to your kids, reminding them of how much you value them as human beings, not based on our performance, grades, or athletic performances, or a school they got into, or a new job, or a promotion, or buying a house. No. Just for being themselves. I love you for who you are. I just wanted to let you know. Just a little note to start your day. As far as profits go, as far as money and profits for my business, I do something business-wise that helps move the needle. So I'll do something. I'll do my personal growth book in the morning. In the beginning. I also will read something, or I'll make some notes. I'll plan out my day business-wise. If I haven't planned it the night before, some of you are the night before. I'm not. I'm a day of. I like to get my thoughts on where I'm at, so I'll plan out my day, content that I need to shoot if I'm batching content like I am right now, or whatever my connecting with my calendar, just kind of setting my day for business and my money, my customers, my profits, and making sure that that's part of my daily routine. And then lastly is presence. And in addition to my gratitude journal, and writing down things I'm grateful for, my affirmations, counting the wins that I had from the day before, also journaling what's going on for me. 5 minutes, gang. This isn't a big process. 5-minute journaling. 10 minutes when you count your gratitude work. Then I do a meditation. My meditation can range from 10 minutes to 45 minutes, depending on where I'm at time-wise, what I got going on for the day. But I usually don't try to put a number on it. I have a certain set of meditations I go through, and I evolve and change those over time. But at least I get something in to connect to source, to be still, to be present, and to let information from my future self come in and communicate and put up thoughts and bubble up ideas that I want to be able to use, or I don't. I just sit and be present and don't put thought to any form and just be. It's incredibly healthy to do that. So that's an example of my EDDs. They're all based around the Power 5. Okay? It can take anywhere from an hour to 2 hours. So it's managing your energy. Once you have that, you're able to cultivate. Once you have that, you have a level of energy that you can cultivate outside of business. Now you go into business with a creative mind. You've cultivated the energy that you need to be your very best. And now you can manage your energy a lot better throughout the day. You're fueling yourself. Obviously, you got to eat. Make sure you're putting quality foods into your body. And now you're able to handle your day. Now, there's a lot more that we can go into managing your day, but most importantly is making sure that you are taking care of you, so that by the time that you get home, you're not exhausted. You're not overwhelmed. You're not attached to the scoreboard, which is causing stress, anxiety, self-doubt, lack of confidence, and then you roll home with all that on your shoulders. It doesn't feel good. So detaching from the scoreboard and going into being who you really are will help with your energy management as well. Not that you can't still make big decisions, but it's important to make sure that your energy and that your family is deserving of the full you when you get home, to be able to manage your energy to the point where you can now give to them what you gave to everyone else during the day. So energy management starts with the morning. It's incredibly important. Throughout the day, you got to be able to manage your day. That's a whole new video and training on that, so that when you come home, your family gets all of you, create a tighter connection. And I tell you that's can improve your relationship with your intimate partner, it can improve your relationship with your children. And then you have the scenario where you're not expanding in one area, but you're growing in all areas at the same time. If this was of value for you, please subscribe to the video here. Put a comment in below that you just put energy. Just give me energy. You want maybe throw a thumbs up in there, or a hands up, like you get it. Just energy. Just put an energy. That way I know that you're hearing it. That energy management is important to you, and that it made sense for you. I do my best to put this into real terms, practical terms that I know helped for me in the art and science of getting myself and managing my energy. I hope this was helpful for you. So if we can help you, obviously beyond that, there's a plenty of content here on my YouTube channel that you can use to further educate and train yourself and get you to a place where you are not sitting the bench, not playing mediocre, not playing a weak game, but that which you are here to do and reach your highest potential in all areas of life.